Hi guys, it's your daily tarot reading for Tuesday the 28th of July. I'm using the Anna K Tarot again for today's reading. Let's have a look at what the cards want you to know today and what energy you'll be working with. Alright, so we have the Moon, beautiful. The Nine of Rods and the Fool. Okay. It kind of looks like the Fool went on this mission without thinking. He ended up hurting himself in some way, so he had to lie down for a little bit. He was resentful about that, and it filled him with fear. So it's doing it the opposite way. It's facing your fear and looking at what's holding you back. What are you afraid of? What has been out of control? What has kind of ruled your life? So this scene I really love. So we've just got this ocean here. It's like Venice at night. Not that I've been to Venice, but it's this romantic notion of, being shrouded in the dark and not really seeing what's at the end of the horizon. Because this kind of scene is usually something you look at from the shore. You wouldn't take your little boat out and go sailing unless it was like a mystery. And that's really the feeling of the card. That all these scary, impossible things could be on the horizon and you never know. And it looks very different in the morning. So it's about realizing and having faith that the sun will shine again, that you can control what's going on inside of you. You don't need to project into next year. You don't need to imagine your worst fears and watch them come true. You can focus on the good times and how this will look during the daytime and what you can actually do in a practical sense. So the Moon is about using your considerable emotional energy to control and manifest what it is you want, and to focus on the things that you want to put in place. So setting some goals and really getting disciplined about what it is you've got going on internally. It's not about letting anxiety and unknowing sweep over you and consume everything. That's not constructive. So by nipping this in the bud and saying, okay, feelings, let's have a look. What is it that you're bringing me? Okay, thank you for sharing in and out. Tide has come and gone. Now let's have a look at what I actually want to create. And I'll be able to turn around and not kind of look at this sideways with anxiety and whatever he's feeling, maybe shame or embarrassment or a feeling that the worst isn't behind him, that he's been rejected even. He can turn around and say, this is where I'm going. This is the kind of peak that I want to scale. This is what I want to do. I'm going to do that in an informed way. I know the risks and I know what could go wrong. So this is kind of doing something and being informed about it. You know, like when you go down a water slide as a kid, the first time is super, super scary, but the second time you know what's coming. So it can be even worse or it can be better. It really depends on what you choose to do with the information you've got. And it's no less thrilling. It just means that now you know what is at stake. The Nine of Rods usually is a young man who's really through the worst. He's got his head banged a little bit and he's got a bruise here or there, but he's now out of the woods and he's still holding on to his initial rod that he was holding, and these are all other things that he had to overcome. So it would really make no sense for him to give in to fear now that he's got through the worst of it. The way this is drawn here makes him seem like he's not relieved, or he doesn't realize that he's out of the woods, that he's through the worst of it. He really is. He's paddled his way up and down. So it doesn't make sense that he would get more scared, even though that's what comes up sometimes. It's about saying, okay, I faced this fear once. I faced it 8 times and I've overcome it each time. So I might as well face it one more time. So you can do it. And the stakes are kind of high in the sense that you have so much energy here to really blow all these away and to say, this is my destiny. I'm going to choose to go wherever I want. If I want to go parasailing, or if I want to go mountain climbing or hiking, or just sit at the restaurant here at this hotel and read books. Regardless, the choice is his, and he doesn't need to feel boxed in at all, and neither do you. You can choose what you feel. And I've always found that difficult. Oh yes, you know, you're in control of your own emotions. It's not the circumstances that make life difficult, it's how you handle them. Okay, but we all handle getting a birthday cake really well, don't we? It's really easy to handle that. But today, if you do get something that doesn't seem, and obviously this is a kind of hotel or hostel or something. So the implication here is other people are responsible for making him feel other or less than or separate. And that can create a lot of emotions for people in themselves, in itself. I've been rejected, therefore all these other catastrophes must be true. So again, it's important not to go this way, and it's important to go this way. So face your feelings, face what's going on, realize that you're in control of your feelings, that you know what's going on. So the one thing you can rely on is that you're not going to be sideswiped by some negative circumstance here that you've never dealt with in the past. This is something that's part of your experience that you've dealt with many, many times, and by making sure that you realize you still have what you're initially doing, regardless of how you feel or what's happening, how far you've come, that the goal is almost there, that you're able to reverse the Fool as such, and to not go diving off a cliff without knowing, because you do know now, and because you do know and realize you're not going to make the same mistakes again. So there's no need to feel so resentful or worried or expectant of the worst. You can go along this little ledge that you've come from and go back to your little, I don't know, mountain village and knit some more scarves and be happy with what you got in the here and now. You don't have to run away from anything. You can face your feelings. You can face past mistakes and complete those in an emotional sense. You know, a lot of the things that live in people's heads are those unresolved emotional kind of issues that haven't found some sort of an end. So I felt bad in this situation because I was rejected and no one cared. So it's about, well, I care, and you got through that. So why be wounded again and again and again by it? You know, you can deal with that kind of situation. Focus on what it is you love and what you want to do, and you'll have a happy time of it. You're going to go traipsing along your little path, your own special direction, and you're not at risk of falling because you've been there before. So it's important not to let yourself be beaten down. It's to realize that your strength comes from your experience. And what you're doing is you're growing emotionally, and you have grown emotionally. That's why you don't have to repeat the mistakes of the past. Nice. Okay. Number-wise, we've got 18 and 9 is 27. 2 and 7 is 9, and 9 is spirituality and completion. Okay, so the solution to the reading today is in spirituality, by connecting with your true self, your higher self, which embodies and is all encompassing in the sense of good feelings, bad feelings, they're all in there. It's not just, oh, I'm happy, so I'm going to go for a walk, but then if something bad happens and I'm down, then I'm not going to go for a walk, and then everything's gone. It's not this kind of hopeless, blind enthusiasm. It's a real knowing of strength and power, because you've been through everything. You can look inside and meditate and look at negative thoughts as well as positive thoughts, and you can choose which direction you're going to go. That then really makes your grip on what it is you care about and what you want even tighter, because you understand what it is you want and who you are and what you've overcome and what feels good and what doesn't, and you still have that direction. So again, you can walk out of there, go down the hill, put your feet up, and realize that you're on a journey that is destined to succeed because you're on it. 9 is the Hermit in the tarot. The Hermit is, let's have a look at what he looks like in this deck actually. The Hermit is someone who's alone, and he's got this lamp usually, and it's a lamp that kind of illuminates himself. I've just skipped a few, so they'll be in here now. Yeah, so it's really enjoying your solitude and your connection with yourself, because the answer lies within. And it's usually dark as well, so it's about getting to a place of knowing, because you accept the good and the bad. It's all blue again here, you see? So you have to feel everything to understand really what lights you up deep down and gives you that strength to continue on regardless of how many times you've fallen down. And that's real strength, and that's something that can really emerge today. And when you have that kind of mastery of your own feelings and understanding yourself, that's where the wisdom comes in, and that's where you're really able to scale real mountaintops and get to an amazing new peak that you've never been to before. And it's not about cringing at your failures or worrying about what other people think of you. It's your journey. At the end of the day, you're going to be on this journey for as long as you're alive, and you're the person with the most important opinion. You're the judge of you. No one else is going to judge you. So if you do feel like there's a lot going on, and it's like, you know, some people have control and I didn't do things correctly and not everything is perfect. You've been there before. You know how to deal with this. You know how to choose the positives. And by doing that, you manifest this really solid path for yourself. So feel everything and gain wisdom from that, and let your feelings guide you. I hope you have a wonderful day. If you'd like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website, gregoryscott.com. Click on book your reading to order a reading with me. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and share the video online. Have a wonderful day, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.